Hello, my name is Juan Carlos Gamarra. I'm the Ambassador of Peru to the United Kingdom, and I'm very pleased to announce today a new series of videos of our bicentennial dialogues, this time about Peruvian contemporary literature, in which Peruvian authors will feature some of their literary productions translated to English and available in the United Kingdom. These videos are made to celebrate the Peruvian Bicentennial, and it will be a pleasure to introduce you to remarkable and celebrated writers that are essential to today's literature in Peru. This will be an opportunity to share their literary influences and some passages of their recent novels. On this occasion, we are connected with the Peruvian writer Santiago Roncagliolo, who will talk to us about his book Red April, which won the Spanish Alfaguara Prize in 2006 and the Independent Foreign Fiction Prize in 2011. Red April, as well as the short stories Hi, This is Conchita, have both been published in English, both crafted by the Master of Spanish Translation Edith Grossman. Santiago Roncagliolo is a writer, screenwriter, translator, and journalist. He writes about fear with sharp shots of psychological suspense and black humor, both in Latin American history and in daily life. Santiago is also author of a non-fiction novel, Memorias de una Dama, considered the last censored book of Latin America. The British literary magazine Granta considered him one of the best writers of his generation in Spanish, and the Wall Street Journal named him as one of the next Gabriel Garcia Marquez in 2014. The Guardian called Red April one of the best novels about Peru ever translated to English. Santiago now lives in Barcelona, working as novelist and screenwriter. So, Santiago, thank you so much for being with us today, and please give us your remarks.
Hello, I'm Peruvian writer Santiago Roncagliolo to talk about my novel Red April. When I was a child, you could not get out for a ride in the streets of Lima. You could die. There were bombs, there were blackouts, there were curfews. There was a war. And when I was like 22, 23-year-old, I entered to work in the Ombudsman, in the State Commission of Human Rights, and I realized that for us the dangerous guys were the terrorists, the Marxist-Leninist terrorists of the group called the Shining Path. But for many people in other places of the country, the army was just like the Shining Path. They would kill, they would rape, they would steal in many places, as a terrorist would do. So I would say that for my generation, it is not always easy to say who was the good one and who was the bad one in this war. How is that both sides had beautiful ideals like social justice or peace, and all these beautiful ideals end up with 70,000 killings and disappearances all around the country. I spent many years trying to write about this, trying to almost therapeutically take it out of my mind and my heart and put that in a paper and pretend it has a sense, or at least process it through my mind, which is what we do when we write, I guess, when we tell stories, fictional stories. And I realized that somehow the whole country had became a country of serial killers. Everybody would support serial killers, defenders of the terrorist guerrilla or the state. They would defend that it was a necessity to kill many people in order to win this war. So I wrote a serial killer novel, a noir novel with a case of serial killings connected to the violent past of the country, and a prosecutor who actually doesn't want to know. Prosecutor Chacaltana, which is the main character on the novel, is the only detective in a noir novel who actually doesn't want to make any research. He doesn't want to know what's happening, but reality explodes in his face and drives him through the hell of the national past. And he begins to hesitate if he's working for the good ones or not. And all the killings represent different parts of the Peruvian society, because they were all involved in this violence. And in fact, I took a British graphic novel as a reference, which I loved. It was Alan Moore's From Hell, which is the story of Jack the Ripper and a radiography of the Victorian British society through the killings of this Jack the Ripper. And I wanted to do something like that. When I find this novel, I just realized I want to do something like this, to put a serial killer that with each crime shows the violence, the pain, the deadly situation of the whole society, in which the whole society has responsibilities. The army has, of course the terrorists has, the church has, the civilians has responsibilities. So they all might be punished. And that's what the assassin wants to do, punish the responsibles. So the guilty, I will not say who's the assassin, but the responsible, the guilt is probably on you and me. That's the most powerful part of the book, I guess. Thank you.
Santiago, thank you very much for sharing your work with us and helping us promote and celebrate the Peruvian Bicentennial here in the UK. Thank you very much.